widow because he's dead. Now, when you walking around living according to hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and every day in harm, when you walking around with your pants hanging down, talking about you got a swag, you go up in them joints, they're going to hit you. They're going to put that thing in you got your pants up like that. See? You can get away with it out here. But think about it, though. Your wife, your girl, got a good job, got her own business, and you go pick her up in the evening and you got your pants hanging down and your underwear showing. That's so disrespectful. Not to nobody else, but it's disrespectful to you. See? Charity begins at home. You got to take it home because this is the home. This is the temple. This is the ark right here. And we got to let our spirit actuate and direct the flesh. So we don't need nobody else to think for us. Juali said, if I can get you to think, you will save yourself. And the reason why I went through all the trials and tribulations that I went through because I wasn't thinking. Now I know that if I think, I save myself. Now let's get back to this other lesson because the chairman supposed to came by. And I wanted to talk about this subject matter about on Brother Bruce's show with the two Europeans talking about the curriculum that they give our little children at 8 and 9 years old. At 8 and 9 years old, they're talking about oral sex. They're talking about masturbation. These are things that they are teaching our little babies, and that's why our babies going through the trouble that they're going through. I was telling the brother the other day that now I see why when I first got here, the things that I hear some of the sisters talking about, how they go under their own dresses and want these things to take place with them, and when you don't do it, then they go crazy. But this is not a part of you and me. Can you, in your own mind, like I reiterated, see Murray and Joseph dealing with oral sex? Can you see Elizabeth and Zachariah dealing with oral sex? No, because from the east comes all light. And man is not the body nor the soul. We're bigger than this. And these are some of the things that we need to learn right now as a people. We need to know that we're different. I'm not saying we're better, but our character, our customs, everything is different from other nationalities. Every other nationality had their own curriculum. And Noble Drew Ali gave us one. And what he gave us was the Bible. What he gave us was the Holy Quran. What he gave us was the book of the seven seals. See? And he gave us these books to make us a better citizen. See? In this government, if you say that you're a citizen, then that means you're on the Constitution. And I'll tell you something that I like. These things that's transpiring with these young brothers who think they are black. These things that's transpiring, we look at it from a negative perspective, but I see so much positiveness coming out of it. One of them is I see all the sports getting on there say, I can't breathe. They wearing uniforms, putting hoods on, and they doing all these different things. And what it does is bring us closer together as a people. Right now, these last couple of months, these killings is bringing us close together as a people. I remember a couple of brothers, George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson. I remember their mother. In her mind, she said, I'm not going to become a part of the struggle. But when she lost her two sons, then she become a part of the struggle. Sometimes God put things in our lives. Sometimes God put things in front of us so we'll be able to understand what the lesson of the day is. So now, everybody that's listening to this show and that see me, you do not have two flags. You only have one flag. And I don't know what flag that is, that one flag that you have. Because I can say you have the American flag, because this American flag, you're giving it to as a granted privilege. If you were respected under that flag, then it wouldn't be so many killings. So everybody in this government has two flags, right? You have a national flag and you have an international flag. Now, when we see a lot of brothers and sisters marching, in the march, I've seen the red, I've seen the black, and I've seen the green flag. And they say the red is for the blood, the black is for you people, and the green is for growth, it's for the land. But this is what Marcus Garvey did. Marcus Garvey had an organization called the UNIA. And this was his flag. The red, the black, and the green flag. But that was a flag of his organization. When you begin to talk about his national flag, where do you have to go? You got to go back to Kingston, Jamaica, because that's the land in which he was born. Now, when you begin to talk about those brothers and sisters that's in Jamaica, St. Croix, etc., they had something called the Maroons. The Maroon Moors, during the advent of slavery, they would take us to the islands, and then once they can calm you down a little bit, then you come over here. And a lot of us ran up in the hills. And we were known then as the Maroon Moors. We were known as the Maroon Moors because we took flight. And they wouldn't bring you over here until you was ready. So they must have brought me over here. I must have been ready. I wasn't like Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte got his leg cut off. But Kunta Kinte came out of West Africa. When you begin to talk about the slave trade, when we begin to see today that those that's Ethiopians, basically Abyssinians, when they first come, they just start coming to America like Eddie Murphy a few years ago. But during the advent of slavery, if you go back 30 years, the only people that of African descent that you've seen here in this government was from West Africa, because that's where the slave trade is. Everybody that's in America now and that was born here, when you check out your DNA, it takes you back to West Africa, because this is where the slave trade manifested from. That's why Noble Ali told the Moors, we're not Negroes, we're not colored, we're not black, nor we're Ethiopians. See, because the Greeks named Ethiopia, Ethiopia. Those brothers and sisters in Ethiopia are Abyssinia. That's the original name. So now when you begin to talk about Iran, you're talking about Persia. There's so many different nations today that had, other than that, the Bandam Conference. There was a lot of different conferences that the European nations had. And some of these conferences that they had, what they did was separated Africa. And they're doing the same thing today. Just like right here in Portland, Oregon. The European got the Moors separated. Got Moors paying for literature, got Moors paying for courses. When Noble Drew Ali say nationality is free not only here, but all over the world. It's a lot of other things that's transpiring. Some people say, well, I'm the only one that got it. And if you don't come with me, you can't get to heaven. Noble Drew Ali is the last prophet in these days. And Allah sent him here to bring us our nationality and our divine creed. And he also brought a national security force. And right now, the leader of our national security force is Brother Trump. And we have a lot of talks about this, about bringing this Moorish Science Temple of America back under one head like the prophet left it. And the only way you could do that is get hatred, get slander, get lewdness, and murder, and theft, and everything that harm out of the way. So Noble Drew Ali say, he come for the young and yet born. See, I'm an old man. He said the old could follow if they want. He said he come for the young and yet born. He said the third and fourth generation gonna see his works. And I thought he meant one time, he said the third and fourth generation gonna see his works. I think he means that not do his works, but see his works. So Allah kept a lot of us around. He kept a lot of us around so we'd be able to teach these things. It didn't dawn on me until recently that I remember when Malcolm got killed. I was in school. I remember when Malcolm got killed. I remember when so many different civil rights leaders got killed. So Allah kept me around so I could be able to share this information with you. So you will see. I remember the Black Panther Party. I remember every day at 6 o'clock, you turn on the news, and they got our brothers and sisters in Chicago and Oakland and all these other places dead because they wanted some food programs. They wanted to feed our people because we wasn't getting the help that we supposed to. I remember when I was on my way to Walter Reed Hospital, that's where I was born, and they had a faucet. It said colored and white. And my mother said, don't drink out of that one over there. I went over there and did it anyway because I wanted to see the difference in the water. It wasn't no difference in the water. It was just hatred. And I can't see why you oppose your brothers and sisters for their religion, for their hue, for their DNA, and because it's not as yours. So you want to oppose them and keep them into slavery because, is it jealousy? Is it jealousy that we have this melanin in our skin, and this melanin in our skin make us dance a little better? You know, in DC we hand dance, make it dance a little bit. You know, instead of being out of beat, you be in beat. So when I talk to you today, I'm talking to you in beat. And this is a present that I'm giving to fallen humanity. And fallen humanity is you and me. And until we learn to be ourselves, we're going to be fallen humanity. See, this is what I had to learn. I've been through all the ways of life. See, when you go through all the ways of life, then that means that you at least say the highest heights are gained by those who reach the greatest depths. Now, what do that mean? Say, for instance, that you did everything. You done been on drugs, you done been a prostitute, you done been a pimp, you done did everything under the sun that's opposed to what God say do. And then you find somebody else that didn't do none of these things. The one that did all these things will take a little while to grow, and the other one is going to rise all the way up. But the highest heights are gained by those who reach the greatest depth. So keep studying your literature. And we got some blessings coming. We got some people that's ready to move up here to help us do some things. And the Asiatic community, we look to work with you in the very near future. Man, it's rough up here. This is a rough stop here, but I'm glad I'm here because Allah sent me here to do some kind of work. And the systems that I'm getting is not the systems that I thought I was going to get. But as long as I got Allah and the Prophet, I don't need nobody else. So it's always an honor, pleasure, moreover, duty to come before you to talk about the last prophet in these days and time. And those of you that's of the Christian faith, we honor you and we hope you have a seasoned greeting. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Wade in the water, wade in the water, Muslim, wade in the water. Drew Ali done trouble the water. Who are those children all dressed in white? Look like the children of the Israelites. Who are those children all dressed in green?